sometimes. Anyway, let's get ready. So we come to our seated position. So you can choose to sit with your crossed legs, or if you would prefer to sit on your heels. I prefer to sit with my feet lapped on top of each other. And then sometimes I have my hands on my knees, and sometimes I just keep them on top of each other. Why I go through this is because I just want you to find a seated position where you can sit for a few minutes during our breath work. So when you feel like you sit in a kind of a comfortable seat, you lift up your chest a little bit away from your hips so we create this space in between. And then when you feel ready, close your eyes. Now really allow yourself to have closed eyes and listen instead of watching. I will try to guide as best I can, so you don't need to watch that much of the screen. I want you to be able to actually really do this practice within yourself. So let's just take an inhale through the nose and just sigh out. So we just allow to let go of the day, maybe of your active mind, everything that's going on around you, everything that's going on in the world. Let's just take a step out of that and go on vacation. So to balance up our nervous system in our body, we're gonna do this balanced breathing using the diaphragm. So rather than you breathe up in your chest, we breathe from the stomach. So it's just connected to your lower ribs, the diaphragm. We will do the breathing through our nose, in and out. So let's do a few breaths together. We will start now on inhaling through the nose on 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both in and out through the nose. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and fill up your chest, your lungs. Full inhale. And then just release, relax in your exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, creating this kind of whisper sound in the back of your throat. Same thing when you exhale. Maybe let that sound distract your thoughts. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale, relax. So if you can continue breathing like this on your own, we're gonna focus on the breath through the class as well. I will help you to remind you to keep on breathing like this. The next exhale, you can place your palms together in front of your chest. And then with the inhale, we rise the arms up above our head. Now you can start to open up your eyes, gaze towards your thumbs, turn your palms up. So interlace the fingers and really just stretch out, lifting the heart center up. And then exhale, we're gonna fold forward, just placing the hands, whatever you can reach. And then we're gonna walk them forward as long as it works for you. So drop the head down, relax in your neck. Slowly, we're gonna round the back, come back to a seated position, and then we roll the uh, shoulders. Let's roll them a little bit back. So move them towards your ears and then back, and then creating this space in between your ears and shoulders. Ah, this is amazing for stiff shoulders, or if you have a whiplash injury maybe or something else, and it's easy to get tense in your shoulders, and it's kind of a block in the circulation. So what we would like to do is to open it up again, and that we will do with our movement, but also, if not just mostly, with our breathing. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna roll down on our backs. So this time I will face this way because I would like you to hear me better. Okay, place your hands on your hips, or this will be the knees. You see, I'm goofy today. Okay, move the knees towards your chest, and then we open them up out to the sides. So the hands will just be like a little support and a light weight on your knees, so we can open up the hips, feel a little stretch on the inside of the legs. And then maybe you would like to rock a little bit from side to side. Feel the back of the pelvis rolling from side to side. Great. Move your knees together. And then we're going to hug the knees around. So really embrace them and maybe even touch your elbows. We lift the forehead towards the knees. And then you release the head down. So as well with the hands down, but we're going to lift up the feet up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to start with one foot at a time. So we start with the left foot, or that would be the left. I'll lower that down. Well, try to keep the extend and lift the other one up, and then we will do the change here. But we're not going all the way down. We would like to be floating above the ground. So change. And we keep the lower back connected to the floor as much as possible. We do a few of those. And now we're going to come to the halfway down here. This will be the change. So now we make like a scissor. They go one each side, and then they go to the middle. So we keep activating our abdomen rather than collapsing in the lower back. So in the middle, so we are keeping the abdomen active the whole time. Okay, 2 more. Together, open up the scissor, and then together. Bend your knees, and now move your elbows towards your knees. So we get lifted here. What we're going to do now is to stretch out both the arms and the legs. So the arms go on top of the head and the legs out. And then together. And stretch out. Keep lifting with your abdomen. Stretching out. We have 2 more. Elbows to knee. Stretch out. Ooh, 1 more. We can do this. And there we go. Just drop your head down again and lift up your feet. Now we're going to do one core exercise, which I call the rocking banana. It's a very goofy name for a goofy person like me, but it's very good. So what we do is that we're going to rock the body. Imagine that we have the shape of a banana. That means that the arms will go on top of the head. And then first we start with swinging the feet up, and then we roll up, but just when we come up, you see my feet, we keep them up, keep lifting, and then we roll back. So we will do this a few times, keeping the arms extended, and then swinging the feet. If you have too much speed, you will notice that your heels really would like go towards the floor. Ooh, like there. Let's do one more roll, and then now we come up, lift, lift, lift everything up. Lift the legs, we lift the arms, try to extend the legs. If not, we bend the knees. Lift, 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 and then hands down. Whew. So we're really bringing up the fire now inside. This is good. We will come up to a tabletop. This will be the tabletop. So we keep the knees, hips, and shoulders in line. Now we're gonna lower down the hips, but try not to touch the ground while we move the hips back. Now we will get a lift and then swing them forward and then back and lift up. One more time, we're moving back. This time we're gonna hold. If you wanna try to lift up one heel at a time or maybe both, then you can just play around. And then we will drop our buttocks down. Oof. Now we'll just change. You stay. So we'll be in this direction. Okay, so we will come to all fours, placing the hands down, knees down, shoulder width apart. And from here, tuck your toes under. They get really a grip on the mat. Lift your knees. And then we're going to walk the left hand forward as well as the right knee. So, like you would be an animal who's taking one step in nature. So we hold here, but we lift up that right knee so it comes up towards the elbow. And then we're going to walk, step back at the same time and do the other side. So that will be the right hand and left knee to elbow. Hold it, lift from the navel and up, and we step back. Okay, last one before we drop the knees down. But if it will be too heavy, feel free to drop them down. But put your weight on your right hand, and then we rotate the chest to the left. Extend your arm. See my knees still trying to be parallel. And then I placing that hand down and rotate to the other side. I'm sure you can feel your legs and maybe even the core. Okay, hands down, knees down. Relax. Let's take an inhale. And exhale. Sit down towards your heels. Walk your hands further forward. Keeping a straight arms, and then we will go up to the downward facing dog. I will start with my knees bent. So I can move my hips further back, extending my back and my arms. Once I'm there, then I'm working and lowering down my heels. Just feel the response of this pose right now. Maybe it feels like it's stretching some places. Maybe some others are working with the strength. Maybe your hamstrings are a little bit tight. No matter what, we're trying to find an equal balance on your hands and your feet. And then we lift up the right leg. Bring the knee towards your chest. Round your back. So you see now we are creating space because we want to step forward by swinging that foot forward, directly lowering down the back knee. And we just lift up the chest here. So we flatten the spine and then we move back. With an exhale, we say good afternoon or good evening to our hamstrings. And inhale, lifting your chest forward and up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Long, long, long exhale. Great. Coming forward, hands down, we step back to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up. And now we do the same. So knee towards your chest. And then we're going to move the weight forward, trying to swing this foot without lifting too much the hands. And then we drop that back knee down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, move back towards your heel. Inhale forward. Back. coming forward. Feeling that stretch on the right side. And now exhale, long, long, long. Stretching the left hamstrings and coming forward. Hands down, we step back first to downward facing dog. Like this will be kind of like a rest station, even though it doesn't really feel like it many times, but that's what we're working and aiming for, to dividing the weight and finding that steadiness and with the knees at the same time. We are moving forward to a plank. And then we're gonna drop the knees down, moving the chest forward. You see, I'm not collapsing here with my lower back. I really would like to be lifted, but not with the butt back. So if I'm lifting my knees, this will be the plank. Just dropping the knees, moving your chest forward. And now we come halfway down to a 90-degree angle in the arms. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come halfway down. One more time, inhale, lift. Keeping the elbows towards the body. And now exhale, coming all the way down, pointing your toes. We move the legs further back. Keep lifted in your cobra. So now we will work a little bit more to strengthen the back as well. First, we will start having cactus formed arms. That would be like this. And then with an inhale, we lift, arms, elbows up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Keep moving with your breath up and down. When you inhale, when you lift, and exhale when you fall down. We're working with the strength rather than collapsing in the back. We'll do one more lift. Stay, but still breathe. What we'll do is keep the arms like they are, but now we're going to bring the right elbow up and back. And then we come down to center, lift the left up and back and down. So this is lifted by the back more than your shoulders or your arms. The arms are just following the lift. Lifting up with the back, exhaling, lower down. One more time on each side. And lift. Lower down. We just place the elbows down to relax a little bit, to rock your hips from side to side. Now we're ready for one more. Okay, so I don't have so much space here in front of me, but that doesn't matter, because what we want to do now is to go like this. You see, my arms, my forearms are lifted. And now I swipe my hands along the mat, but just above, all the way back, pointing the fingers and lifting the chest up. I'm pressing with my feet down towards the floor, so I will get support from my legs. When you exhale, we come forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Last time, we lift. And exhale down, hands on one each side of your chest. And now we will lift from our palms. So they straighten your arms, and then move your knees a little bit out to the sides, to the edges of the mat. We come to a child pose. It can be nice to just stretch out the lower back a little bit in between. Drop your forehead down on the mat. Great. Keep lengthening your arms, lift your elbows up, and we lift the butt up so we can come back to our downward facing dog from here. And then we're gonna step forward with the feet outside of our hands, kind of like a duck stand. So our feet are pointing out to the sides, and as well as your knees. So we will drop the sitting bones down with your tailbone. And then when you exhale, we press the heels and then start to extend the legs. Fold forward. One more time. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming to your squat. And exhale, fold. Walking your hands forward, stepping your feet together in the front of the mat. Fold forward, dropping the head, relaxing in your neck. Let everything just rinse out. If it's something that's been heavy on you or kind of like a burden, just feel like it's rinsing off you. Nothing you need to carry anymore. Slowly we're going to lift up the head, the chest, bending the knees. So we're going to start to lift up, all the way up. Standing. I will just adjust a little bit so we can see a little bit more here. You can see, sorry about that. Don't want to cut my head yet. Okay, find an equal balance on your feet and try to extend the body up while your arms are pulled down. Rise your arms up. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming halfway up. And then hands down, we step back to our plank. Going into our chaturanga, elbows straight back. Either you go all the way down doing the cobra, or you continue doing your upward dog, lifting your legs, open up your chest, and then back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Lifting forward your chest. And back. Exhale. Lift up your right leg up in the air. And I'm going to bend the knee. You see my knee will be lifted up rather than be down here. Here is very hard to open up the hips. What I'd like to do is to get my hip open by lifting the knee and dropping my foot on the back. No matter how far you get, you have to consider or think about your body. I'm just showing you the directions where your part of the body is going. So don't come forward like this. You really still want to be in the three-leg dog. Good. Moving the knee forward and hold. We hold that lift. You can do it. You can lift even more, little bit more. You see, even I can lift more. And then back, open up the hip. And then we stretch out the leg, place it down. Let's do the left side. It's so jealous and would like to open up as well. So we lift up the leg, bend the knee. So even though if you would be here, it doesn't matter. You would like to get this movement that you lift up the knee. Okay, we're ready to get that knee towards the chest. Already here, and then come forward to a three-leg plank. Lifting that left leg up. Yes, here we can stay for at least 10 breaths. Kidding, we're going back. Okay, open. And then you place your foot down. We will directly step with the right foot forward. Lower down the back heel. Inhale, rising your left arm up. Come to warrior two. So what I like to do is to keep my front knee in line with my heel. And extending my arms out to the side, maybe even turning my head towards the finger that's pointing forward. Slightly pressing your heels down. Feel what's happening in the hips. Now we're going to lean forward, placing the right hand on top of the knee and the other arm go over the head and out. So we try to create this straight line from your fingertips all the way back to your heel. Now your arm that you have leaned in towards your leg, this is not a bar that we're hanging on. This is a pose that we're standing in that we would like to keep everything active. So now we're gonna straighten the right arm forward, activate your core muscles so we can lift all the way up. Great. Turn your right foot forward, left one out, bend the knee. Now walking back a little bit further with my foot because I want to come a little bit lower. Then straighten your arms out to the side. Last thing going forward is the nose. Maybe even close your eyes to feel the pose and listen to your breathing. If it's hard to breathe, maybe take a deeper inhale and really exhale long. Now lean forward. This is because we want to keep the back straight. I'll with very light place my arm on my leg so I can move the other one over. Last thing here is you want to move the chest forward. You can see the difference now. If my chest is pointing back, where my arm is heading. The armpit would like to face up. Great. Keep breathing, my friends. And now extend the left arm forward. This is the best part of the whole series here. So we lift up from here, extending the leg. Turning the foot forward. Placing your hands on your hips. So we can create a forward fold from here. A forward fold halfway down, placing the hands on the floor. I'm looking at my feet to see if they are parallel with the short side of the mat. And then I take an inhale to extend and then exhale, bending the elbows straight back. When I walk my hands further back, more or less in line with the arch of the foot. Try to extend your legs, maybe even have your hands on blocks or maybe book, something that you have at home to give us support. Inhale, coming halfway up, moving your hands forward, lifting your head, engage the core now so you can place your hands on your hips and inhale, coming up. We will move the knees or your feet a little bit closer, turning your right foot forward. This one. And then you extend the right arm and the left goes straight up. So we will just stay like this, where we lean forward. This is actually the beginning of the triangle, but we would like to work with our core as well today. So that's why we don't put the hand down, otherwise it would be like this. But now we're trying to keep that arm forward and leaning back slightly, moving all the way up, turning just the feet, keeping your arms ready. So from the hip, that's where the forward folding is happening, but we are not forward folding all the way. We are just leaning over to this side, leaning and stretching both arms on one different direction. So one is pointing forward and one up. And maybe I can go even lower. It depends on how the hips are doing today, or maybe always. And then inhale, lift up. Lower down your arms, turn your feet forward, and we'll step in the front of the mat to Tadasana. Inhale, rise your arms up. Exhale, arms down in front, and then we would just jump out to the side of the mat, turning your feet out again. Let's get down to that Malasana squat pose. See if we can place the elbows on the inside of your knees, keeping the spine as straight as possible, and moving your proud lion chest forward. And then hands down on the floor. We will step back to our downward dog. Now just shake your little salsa hips a little bit, maybe moving them from side to side here. And then drop your head down so you keep your ears in line with the inside of your upper arms. Now step your right foot forward, outside of your hand, dropping the left knee down. We will get support to lean in towards our left hand and the right one on the knee. This time you will see my back, on the other side you will see the front, so you can see it from different angles. Turning your chest up towards the ceiling. And if you would like to get a little bit more of a stretch here, then we bend even the left knee. Even you bend it just like that, or if it's possible, you grab your foot so we can work with the heel closer towards the buttocks. And I can assure you it feels on my body as well. So we breathe through it. That's what we do. Take a deeper inhales. Fill up your lungs and your chest. And now slowly we exhale. Great. So we're turning the chest down, dropping the foot back down on the floor. But this time we will lift up the knee. Walk your right foot so the toes are pointing straight forward. We come into lizard, but we will turn to our left side here. And then stretch out the right fingertips. We take a big step, and if you want, you can go deeper. It means that you bend the left elbow. But if this just felt like a very bad idea, then just go right back with the arm straight. Then we will move to center. And then we walk the right foot to the other side, to the left side. But you see my foot where it is. I walk it further back so I can land with my knee. And then I'm starting to place the left knee down so I can walk with my foot further back so I come into this called king pigeon. If you have a gap here on your right side, if your buttocks is not touching the ground, you can place a pillow or any kind of a support, maybe a blanket, or you just keep the gap. But don't fall over to the side like this because you will feel directly in your lower back that you get kind of a crooked spine. So we would like the hips to point forward, and then with the exhale, we start to lean forward, coming into this forward fold. It's enough if you want to place your elbows down. For some that maybe have done this many times and the hips allow, then you can just go all the way down, placing your forehead on your arm, on your hands. So what if you just stay when you can feel that the frustration maybe starts? Stop controlling and just be there in the feeling. The only thing we communicate with is the breath to the body. We're going to slowly come out of that pose. So we place the hands further back under our shoulders, tucking the toes under, lifting up. Slowly we'll step back to our downward facing dog. Now be gentle to your body and just, you have seen how cats are doing when they're really enjoying something, when they do that with their paws. Let's do that with our heels. It's kind of like we are Really enjoying this. Especially when we know what's up, and that's the other side. So now we're gonna step that left foot forward, dropping the right knee down, keeping my right hand still so I can place the left on the knee, and then I turn my chest and heart center up. And again, if you want to go further, we bend that back knee, grabbing if you can. Otherwise, you can just lift it up like this. But sometimes, it feels enough with having the legs straight. So there are many different options here. You take the one that suits you and your hips today. Hips don't lie. Okay, what about that breathing? I keep coming back to it because this is what helps you so much. We take a deep inhale, feel the diaphragm. Long exhale. And with that exhale, we go out from the pose, lifting the right knee up. Now we move the left toes forward and we're gonna turn the body to the right. My hands are facing the same direction, but then I move my left fingertips out to the corner of the mat, and maybe I even place my elbow down. Keep lifting the back leg, pressing the back heel back and down. And then let's come back so we can go into our favorite, our king pigeon. So now is the left foot going over to the right side. I can land with my knee, and then I will gently step back, step by step, and then I point the back foot. What you also can do before we go to the forward fold is to check the back leg if it's straight back, because then you can kind of adjust it and move it in line with your hip bone. Inhale, lift your chest, and then with the exhale, slowly we come down on the elbows. Just relaxing your neck, dropping the head down. Maybe you notice that kind of a different feeling on both sides. That's very normal, very common that we're not equal on both sides. And also a good way to know your body and see where your obstacles in your body is and which parts feel more open, because then we know how we can deal with it and work with it. We're gonna slowly now coming up again, but this time we will swing that back leg forward. We will stay seated. Here we go. Coming forward. What we want to do is one last, I will just turn towards you so you can see how I'm doing this. So what we are placing is the right shin bone parallel to the front of your mat. And then we take the other one. We have two different options here. Either, if it feels all right, you place the foot on top of your knee, so your knee will aim towards the other foot. That what we'll do here is create a triangle on the inside, but this might look like this for some, that you are kind of lifted. So then you just place the foot in front instead, but I still keep my feet in line with my knees. And you might feel like, this was nothing. I could sit here, but we're not done yet because now we're going to forward fold on this. So we inhale, lift the chest up, and then from here we're going to exhale and fold. Placing the hands, maybe even forehand, the forearm down on the floor. Now maybe you will feel the stretch on the outside of your hip. Then we say bingo, because that's what we want. really would like to reach outside of the glutes here. We're gonna come up and then we're gonna just change. So now if you have them crossed, then we just take the right foot in front. Or if you have them on top like this, then we just change. Inhale, lift your spine up, and then exhale, fold. Placing those hands down, maybe even leaning your elbows. And then we're gonna slowly lift up. And then release your feet. And we will come down on our back. So you can just roll down. Again, moving your knees towards your chest. Rocking a little bit from side to side. Like really take that movement big so you can swing the knees from side to side. Releasing in the lower back so we can eventually straighten your legs out. So maybe you would like to move higher up on your mat now. So we can really take space on the mat, coming into our resting pose, Shavasana. So we separate the heels mat width apart and then turn your palms up and let your body rest. So just close your eyes. Take it one deep inhale. And then exhale, release. Just let your normal breathing be active. You don't need to control anything. You just want your body to be 100% relaxed. From your feet, your legs, your arms, your spine, the pelvis, your shoulders. Everything is melting down. And then it's your face. You can feel like this warm, nice little wind is passing through your face. Make it very soft and gentle. Let yourself have a soft mind. Maybe transport yourself to your inner paradise. It's like a canvas. You are creating a beautiful painting of your paradise. Just let yourself be, so you can be a human being instead of a human doing. If you're home and you have more time, then I recommend that you maybe stay a little bit longer. Otherwise, you start to just move your fingers and your feet, your toes. Slowly start to reach the arms above the head. Stretch out the body. And then you move your feet together, bend your knees, and we roll over to the right side. And then you help yourself back up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Just let your hands lean in towards your legs. Just embrace whatever you feel, whatever had come up. Just let it be. And then you place your palms together in front of your chest. Bow down towards your beautiful warm heart. My heart sends light and love to yours, and you will continue sending it away to someone else. Namaste.